This is Taiwan Talk.
This is Taiwan Talk on ICRT.
Welcome to Taiwan Talk. I'm Eric Smith, and today I'm with Patrick Lin. He's the Vice President of Marketing and Sales at Lion Group, which is a major travel agency in Taiwan.
Yes, hello.
Patrick, congratulations on your company's IPO. You recently went public, so that means along with Phoenix Travel and Star Travel and a couple others, Lion is now playing in the big league, so to speak.
Yes, thank you very much. We're very happy that we went through all the regulatory process and finally went public in Taiwan, fully listed.
Okay, well, I want to talk a little bit more in general terms about the travel industry in Taiwan itself. We just finished the massively successful travel fair up at the Taipei World Trade Center, and I'm sure you guys had a massive presence there.
Yes.
What trends are you starting to see in Taiwanese travel? You know, I find it incredible that somewhere in the neighborhood of 80-something% of Taiwanese people have a passport, and that, you know, something on the order of 70% have actually made a trip overseas, which is some numbers that America doesn't come close to, right?
Yes. So, actually, you know, I think the numbers you point to are exactly the trends you're seeing, is that travel is becoming a necessity. It is part of it's part of the Taiwanese lifestyle now. I think something along the statistics of 1 in 2 Taiwanese citizens travel outbound from Taiwan each year, and then more and more travel within the country. So travel is definitely a necessity in people's lives here nowadays. You know, if you examine the trend from you know, the 70s and 80s, where only the elite could really travel out of the country, nowadays, you'll see all different kinds of markets opening up. You know, we have very, very specific types of travel for, you know, golf only, for high-end dining, for, you know, scuba diving, for skiing, that really travel is becoming a way for all consumers to find their lifestyle choices.
And it's kind of convenient that Taiwan is sort of like a little aircraft carrier sitting right here in its location in Asia, where you can hop and jump almost anywhere in the region rather easily.
Yes, and we're seeing more and more of that. You'll see that there's a lot of direct connections directly to Taipei nowadays. A lot of foreign carriers coming in. It's really because Taiwan is a great destination in itself, and also as a point, as a hub.
Okay, but as far as trends in traveling go, the biggest locations that Taiwanese people like to visit, I believe, are Japan, the United States, Europe. You could say that these are sort of like safer destinations. Mm-hmm. Are we starting to see a shift away from that towards being a bit more adventurous?
Yes, definitely. Actually, it's funny you mentioned this. Actually, 30% of all outbound travel right now goes to mainland China.
Okay.
The next biggest destination is Japan, with roughly 20% or around those numbers going to Japan. And actually, you'll see all our lines are growing. Our more remote areas like Nepal, Israel, definitely the adventure travel is growing. And the backpacking segment, younger people traveling, what we call FIT, which is they just book a ticket, sometimes not even a hotel, and they find their way around when they get there. So definitely, the adventure travel is of top priority, and it's a new segment, and it's definitely something we want to see continue to grow.
Yeah, you mentioned Nepal, Israel, places like that. Any other locations that are starting, in your view, are starting to get hot? Well,
actually, you know, Hawaiian Airlines started flying direct to Taipei in July.
Right.
And actually, one of the hidden gems of Hawaii is that they have these outer islands that are relatively undiscovered by a lot of foreigners that, you know, are not from the United States or Hawaii, because, you know, they only go to Honolulu. So right. You know, right now we're really highly recommending people to travel to the outer islands of Hawaii. You know, other hot trends we see are countries like in Eastern Europe, like Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Macedonia. These countries are again relatively unexplored. We have been sending a lot of people to Western Europe, but Eastern Europe is something that's just starting to open up.
I'm Eric Smith, reporting for ICRT's Taiwan Talk. Join us tomorrow for more about Taiwan's travel industry.
This is Taiwan Talk.
This is Taiwan Talk on ICRT.
I'm Eric Smith, and you're listening to Taiwan Talk. Taiwan's annual travel fair has just concluded, and well over 300,000 people stopped by to get the best deals in travel. I recently had a chance to speak with the Vice President of Marketing and Sales for the Lion Travel Group, Mr. Patrick Lin, and I asked him if Taiwanese people are starting to get off the beaten track a little bit and become a bit more adventurous.
Yes, definitely. I would say that is a trend that is starting to pick up. Again, this is a specific type of traveler that is willing to not have everything planned out. So this is very, very different from the group travel. Which
are these younger people?
Generally, they're younger. They're usually more willing to, and they're more hands-on. They want to know everything about where they're going before they go. You know, this is a good thing because as long as there's more and more people interested in travel, it really helps to grow the segment.
Right. All right. Well, speaking of the travel segment or the industry itself, I'm interested to know about the pricing for various package tours because we're seeing some stuff that is, I think I saw some flights to the Philippines that were like ridiculously cheap the other day, you know, something in the order of a couple thousand NT or something. Have we kind of hit rock bottom when it comes to prices? Is this as low as it can go, or do you think that the volume and the industry itself will support even lower prices in the future?
Well, it's actually this question is maybe a little bit different or hard to answer because there's so many factors that come into, you know, especially airlines. They have to deal with high season, low season, the price of fuel, these type of things. But I would say, in general, what's going on in the industry is that we're creating more and more value to the customer. So before, where if they're paying X amount of dollars, they're only getting maybe just the flight. Now they're getting much more for that same amount, and because of such high levels of competition and such transparency in the market, the consumers have a better choice than ever before. And I think that is a trend that will continue to grow. Companies like ours really have to work to provide the best value and customer service to retain our customers. Because
the margins that you guys are getting from some of these tours are pretty slender.
Yes. And but again, I think it's the market winners are always going to be the ones who can create the best value for their consumers.
Got it. So, what's the next big thing for Taiwan's travel industry? Are we going to start working with Richard Branson for space tours? What's happening next?
I think further diversification of products. People are going to start traveling to, again, I mentioned earlier, Israel is becoming a hot destination. Places within China, like Inner Mongolia, Xinjiang, these places where previously people didn't dare to travel before, these markets are opening up.
So basically the world is just getting smaller and smaller, and there's
the world is our playground.
More adventures available, just everything.
Yes.
And which places would you say right now, considering like currency exchange or whatever factors might be involved, which locations would you recommend to somebody right now that are hot, real hot, and you should grab it?
Right now, I think, I personally think that I mentioned earlier, the Hawaiian outer islands are a great destination, especially with this, the two carriers now flying direct. I think that is a great destination. Last year, with Taiwan joining the Visa Waiver Program, we really are opening up a lot of new U.S. routes. And of course, Hawaii is always one of the top destinations for the United States.
What about Africa, South America?
Yes, even Africa. Traditionally not a hot destination for Taiwan, but we've seen more and more people inquiring, if not directly going, but our trips to especially Egypt, some other countries, South Africa, these are trends that are starting to pick up.
Have you seen anyone asking for tours to like Iraq or Iran?
Yes, we do.
You do?
Yeah, actually, this is, I would say, especially in the realm of people who are interested in cultural travel. They are always, they're willing to go one step before everybody else does.
The trailblazers.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, Mr. Lin, Patrick Lin, Vice President, Marketing and Sales for Lion Group, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you very much.
谢谢.
Reporting
for ICRT's Taiwan Talk, I'm Eric Smith.